Hey everyone! Today we're going to be playing with some arm balances. In particular, our Ashtavakrasana, our 8 ankle pose, and our Koundinyasana II, or some people know this as kind of flying splits. And towards the end of our practice, we'll have an opportunity to transition between the two. This is quite a challenging transition that I'm still learning in my own body. It requires quite a lot of strength through the upper body and the core and the legs. So these are kind of target areas that we'll be hitting within our practice today. What I wanted to theme this practice around is just taking care and being mindful of the different thoughts that go on our mind, especially when it comes to how we see ourselves and how we see this practice. I remember growing up, my mum had this mug that had a quote from Buddha on it, and it said, "What we think, we become." And I think this is so true. All the different words and perspectives and thoughts that we have in our mind often cement into reality. So as we move today, just notice the different thoughts and perspectives that you do hold. Try not to judge them or attach yourself to them. See if you can take a step back and just observe. The cool thing is that when we develop that skill of observation, of becoming aware of these different thoughts, we have a greater gap time to be able to shift these thoughts around to perhaps a voice that might feel more encouraging or more curious or more playful. So just be mindful of that as we flow through our class today. We're going to begin in a kneeling position. I would definitely recommend grabbing in some blocks, 2 blocks for when we do practice that transition at the end. But for the moment, we're going to sit up onto them if you did have them. So you can slide 1 or 2 blocks underneath your hips. If you didn't have any blocks, that is totally okay as well. It's just going to help relieve some of the pressure on our ankle joint as we practice some pranayama, some breath work. So close the eyes down. Soften the shoulders. Can you feel your hips, your pelvis ground into the blocks or onto your heels? But also feel a lift through the lower back, through the mid back, through the upper back, all the way to the crown of the head. You might rest the hands down on the laps, feeling the collarbones broaden, feeling the shoulder blades slide down the back a little more. And we'll practice a very simple pranayama technique today to start our practice. Samavriti, same variation breath. We'll breathe in for 4 and we'll breathe out for 4. But what we'll do is that we'll segment the different parts of our thoracic cavity. So we'll start by just breathing into the belly, and then we'll just breathe into the ribs, then we'll just breathe up into the upper chest, and then for the last few rounds, we'll do all 3 at the same time. So before we begin, let's breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out through the nose, 3, 2, 1. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out through the nose. 2 more rounds. Breathe into the ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds. Breathing into the front of the ribs, the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs. Now breathing into the upper chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds. Let's add it all together. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. 3 more rounds in your own breath. And then just releasing the breath count, but still finding that 3-part breath. And if you haven't already, starting to constrict the back of your throat for your Ujjayi pranayama, creating that wave-like sound that helps to slow our breath down. Maybe you keep the eyes closed, but clasp the hands into fists and roll out the wrists. Swap directions of the circles. Interlace fingertips and just create a wave. So you start with your palms together, then you drop one hand down. At the bottom, the palms separate, and then you come up and then press the palms again. Do a few in one direction. Just helping to open the fingers a little more, as well as the forearms, the wrists. And then swap directions. I'm going to start a little slower, a little closer to the ground before we come into some standing postures. For the moment, clasp your hands back into fists again, and then just flick your fingertips out as fast as you can. You can stay with your hands in front of you. If you felt like more, bring your hands above your head. Ten more seconds. Breathing into any intensity, one more breath. Whew. We'll shake out of the arms. Lift yourself up and then just move the blocks to the front. Tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Look at your fingers. Can you spread them really wide? Okay, it's going to be super important as we balance on our hands today. Let's start to take some circles on the wrists. So the wider the fingers, the more grip we're going to have on the ground. And yeah, when we're trying to balance all of our weight in our arms, this is going to be super important. Swap the directions of the circles. Come back through center. You can stay here or tuck the toes, hover the knees just off the ground. Puff up through your upper back, spine is long here. Tuck the ribs to your hips. And then just slide forward a little bit. Slide back a little bit. Breathing in, sliding forward. Breathing out, sliding back. 2 more like that. Hold in your tabletop position, stay here, or shift your weight into your right hand, reach your left hand forward. Try to keep the knees in line with each other, the shoulders in line with each other. Touch that left hand back down, swap to the other side. Place the hand back down, knees come down, sit back on your hips, or your heels, sorry. Breathe in, lift the arms above your head, tuck your ribs in. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows, thread the chest through, pull your tailbone behind you like it was trying to reach to the back of the head. And then bring your hands behind your hips, interlace fingertips, pull the knuckles down, breathe in, open up. Exhale to hold. Place the hands back down on the ground, cat and cow, breathe in, drop the belly down, open up. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale, curl it in, lift the belly. A few more rounds. You could take this a little slower if you want. And just because we have moments of challenge today, that's not necessarily going to be from moving quickly. We want to make sure that whenever we move in our practices, that we feel controlled. Okay? So sometimes it means slowing down our movements so we can find that body awareness and mind-body connection. Extend your right foot out to the side, turn your toes forward. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Shift your hips forward and back a little bit. Most of our poses involve taking the leg away from the body, so we're going to be opening through our adductors a bit today, our inner thighs. One more breath. Shift your weight back into your hands. Reach the right hand up to the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, imagine thread the needle. Drop the right shoulder in the direction of the ground. 2 more times. Breathe in. Lift up. Exhale to twist. 1 more. And then bring the right hand back down, slide the right knee in. Let's swap to the other side. Left foot steps out in line with the hip. Place the outer edge of the left foot down and start to shift forward and back a little bit. Bring your weight back into your hands. Lift the left hand up to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, twist. Left shoulder in the direction of the ground. Lift up again. Breathe in. Exhale to twist. 1 more. Hold. Place the left hand back down. Slide the left knee in. Let's come into downward facing dog. I will meet you there once I've fixed my mic. So tucking toes, lifting your hips up and back. Maybe you peel out your feet here. Dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down, coming higher onto the other toes. Maintain the spread of the fingertips, middle finger pointing forward. Grip the hands into the ground. Press through the fingertips, press through the palms to help shift the chest towards the thighs, getting the shoulders and the arms nice and active.
Use your next breath in, sweep your right toes high, three-legged dog. Try square the hips. As you exhale, roll forward, right knee to the nose. Keep the shoulders on top of the wrists, three-legged plank. Send the right foot back, breathe in. As you exhale, right knee to nose. Three-legged dog again, breathe in, right toes high. Exhale, roll forward, knee to nose. Keep the shoulders on top of the wrists, step it back, three-legged plank, breathe in. Breathe out, puff up through the upper back, knee to nose. One more. On your last knee to nose, you're going to step the right foot in between the hands, lower the left heel down, open out for warrior two. So right toes facing forward, left toes facing the side of the mat. Bend the right knee, keep the left leg long. Clasp your hands into fists and roll out the wrists. Feel that right knee squeeze towards the pinky side of the foot. And then release the hands. Flip the right hand reverse, breathe in. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Left hand down the left leg, exhale, hold. Extended side angle, breathe in, elbow to thigh. As you exhale, left arm up and over. If you did feel like a little more, you could reach the left hand down on the inside of the right foot. Can you keep rolling that left shoulder back, the right shoulder underneath? One more breath. Place the left hand down to the ground, walk the right foot to the outer edge of your mat, lizard lunge. You can stay on your hands, or if you want to, you can lower your left elbow down to the ground. Maybe the right elbow down. If the elbows aren't quite there yet, you could use a block. You might shift forward and back a little bit. You can also bring the left knee down onto the ground. One more breath. Walk back up onto your hands. Place the left hand down. Breathe in, reach the right hand forward. As you exhale, reach the right hand high, twisted lunge. Lower your left heel down to the ground, Vashisthasana side plank. Right foot steps back. At any point, you can have your left knee down on the ground for more support here. Let's go, one more breath. Bring the right hand down to the ground. Inhale, full plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bend the elbows, come down onto the belly. Untuck the toes, cobra. Or actually, no, we'll go into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Squeeze the glutes, lift your feet up, lift the chest. Maybe your hands stay on the ground. You could bring your hands back. If you felt like more, you could reach the arms forward. Take about 3 breaths here. Can you straighten your legs a little more? Squeeze through the front of the thighs. Release the hands by your sides. You can either push up onto your knees or tuck your toes, lift the knees up, squeeze the glutes, high plank. Breathing in, exhaling, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, lift the left toes high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, roll forward, left knee to the nose. Keep the shoulders on top of the wrists, left foot back, three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose. Come high onto your right toes. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, roll forward. Three-legged plank, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time in your own breath. Eventually stepping that left foot in between the hands, lowering the right heel down, opening out Virabhadrasana II. Spread your toes wide on the ground. Sink your hips down a little more. Soften the shoulders. Clasp your hands into fists again. Roll out the wrists one more time. And then release. Flip the left hand. Breathe in, reverse. Breathe out to hold. Can you send that left knee forward a little more? Extended side angle, Uttita Pajrakonasana, elbow to thigh, breathe in. Exhale, side bend. Option here to bring the left hand a little lower. Keep pushing the left arm into the left leg to help draw the left shoulder underneath. One more breath. Look down to the ground, walk that left foot out, lizard lunge. Again, hands might stay underneath the shoulders, or you might come down to your right elbow, maybe your left elbow, maybe the right knee touches down, or maybe it stays off. You can shift forward and back here a little bit if you want. Big opening through kind of the left adductors, inner thighs, the groin, a little bit of the glutes, the hamstring, the front of the right leg, the back. Walk your hands up, plant the right hand down, breathe in, left hand forward. As you exhale, twisted lunge, left hand reaches high. Vashisthasana side plank, right heel comes down, shift your weight back, left foot steps back, lift the hips up. Option 4, right knee down. One more breath. Left hand comes down to the ground, high plank, breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower down onto your belly. Shalabhasana again, maybe hands behind, maybe hands forward, it is up to you. Squeeze your glutes, lift up, breathing in. Exhaling to hold, 2 more slow breaths. This is going to be really useful for our Koundinyasana pose a little later on. Hands come down, again, push up knees or toes, high plank, breathe in. Breathe out, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step your right foot in between your hands. Turn into your wide-legged forward fold facing the left side of the mat. So toes facing the side, dive the chest down, tuck the chin into the chest. Take a breath here. Moving into a new sequence here. Roll yourself up, round the back, lift the arms above your head. As you exhale, dive it back down. One more time, round to the back, breathe in. This time, turn your right toes forward, Trikonasana, arms in line with the shoulders. Push your hips to the back of the mat, reach your right hand forward, breathe in. As you exhale, maybe hand to shin, although you do have your blocks here, so you could always bring hand to block. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your lower ribs in, roll your left shoulder back. Option to reach your left hand to the front of the room. Reverse triangle, 1 breath. Extended side angle. You might walk your feet a little bit wider, elbow to thigh, breathe in, or maybe hand down a little lower. Exhale to hold. You can stay here or find a half or full bind. Left hand comes to the right hip behind the back. Maybe the right hand comes underneath, inwardly rotating to hold onto the hand. See if you can lift away from the legs. Keep pushing the left foot down into the ground. 1 more breath. Okay, if you have the bind, see if you can hold onto it as we turn to lizard lunge. So look down, pivot onto your left toes, and then try turn the left hip and the left shoulder to the ground. Now, if you don't have the bind, you might have the hands down on the inside of the foot, but if you did feel like a little more, try get the chest a little lower, maybe you reach your hands out to the side, kind of like airplane wings. 1 more breath. Plant the left hand down. We're going to shift our weight forward, pull the left knee towards the chest, breathe in. As you exhale, kick your left foot through, almost like a pistol squat. You can stay here for a little bit more rest, or we go back. Breathe in, lift the knee. Exhale, step back. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe in, shift forward, hug the left knee in. Exhale to extend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, send it back. 1 more. So finding our way back into our lunge, right hand forward, breathe in. This time as you exhale, Imagine a half chaturanga. Bend the left elbow, drop the chest to the ground or in the direction of the ground. Lift back up, breathe in. Exhale, lower. One more, breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in, come up. Exhale, twisted lunge, right hand high. Lower the left heel down, side plank, right foot steps back. Breathe in. Breathe out to hold. Lift your hips. Make sure the right foot's in front of the left because you're going to slide your left foot out for your fallen triangle. At any point, you can lower the left knee down to the ground. If you felt like more, lift the left foot off. Breathe in. Breathe out, touch it down. Let's go 2 more. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to touch. 1 more. Slide your left knee underneath your hip. Reach the right hand forward, breathe in. Exhale, find that kind of half straddle position that we did before. So walking hands around. You can stay on your hands, you could come down to your elbows. A couple of shifts forward and back. Letting the heart rate drop down a little bit more. Let's go 1 more breath. If you're on your elbows like me, walk onto your hands, slide your right knee in next to your left, sit back on your heels, lift your arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, cactus the elbows. Hands come behind the back, interlace fingertips, breathe in. Exhale, pull the knuckles down to your feet. For this next transition, you're going to bring your hands out in front of you. You can tuck onto your toes and you can either step into your wide-legged forward fold or you can try a couple of little kind of tuck jumps. So you can start by just lifting your knees to your chest, trying to hop your hips high. And then eventually, if you wanted to, try something different, see if you can take your feet wide in the air. So you'll kind of come down, bend your knees, and then go, and then come down. Purely for the purposes of fun. Go about 3 to 5 if you want to have a little play. Okay, let's go about 1 more. And then eventually kind of landing your feet wide back into a wide-legged forward fold, plus Koundinyasana. Maybe taking hands around the sides of the legs or behind the back. Take about 3 breaths here. Round the back, roll yourself up, lift the arms above your head, breathe in. As you exhale, tilt your hips forward, fold forward. Breathe in, lift up. As you exhale, you might guess it, left toes forward, hands in line with shoulders, Trikonasana. Push your hips to the back, reach your left hand forward, breathe in. As you exhale, left hand down the leg. Really squeeze that right rib towards the right hip. Option for arm overhead. Reverse, 1 breath. Extended side angle. Walk your feet out a little more, breathe in. Arms of choice. Maybe that's a bind. One more breath. If you're in your bind, option to stay there as you turn to lizard lunge, tuck onto the right toes and try lower your right hip and your right shoulder down. Might be a little more useful to wander that left foot out slightly. One more breath. Place the right hand down. Shuffle that left foot out a little more. Right knee to the chest, breathe in. As you exhale, kick out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step back. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more in your own time. Holding in your lunge, reach your left hand forward. Breathe in. Bend your right elbow. Drop the chest as low as you can. Exhale, come up. 2 more. Hold for your breath in. As you exhale, twisted lunge, left hand high, roll onto your right heel, step your left foot back, Vashisthasana side plank. Lift your hips. Remember, you can have the right knee down on the ground. Otherwise, press into your left foot, extend your right foot out in line with your hips. Inhale, lift the right foot off the ground. Exhale to lower. 2 more. Slide the right knee in, breathe in, left hand forward. Exhale, walk your hands around. Whew. Hands might stay on the ground or come down to your elbows. A little shift forward and back. Come up onto your hands, slide your left knee in, sit down on your heels, lift up, breathe in, tuck your ribs in, exhale, open the chest, cactus the elbows. Hands come behind, interlace fingertips, breathe in, exhale, pull the knuckles down. Place the hands out in front of you, spread your fingertips wide, hands shoulder width distance. Gonna try a few of those hops again, just in your own time. And then eventually landing your feet wide again. Wide-legged forward fold. Take 3 breaths. Same thing, a little different a little later on. Roll up through standing, round to the back, breathe in. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, fold forward. 1 more time, breathe in, lift up. Turn your right toes forward, this time twisted triangle. Hop your left foot out slightly. Keep spinning the chest towards the right, and then bring the left hand maybe on the front of the shin. If you can keep your back quite straight, then maybe on the ground, inside or outside of the foot. Remember, you do have blocks here. I would so highly encourage you to bring a hand to a block if you had it. 2 more breaths. Reverse triangle, breathe in, left hand down the left thigh. Exhale, hold. Extended side angle, walk your feet out, breathe in. Find your arms of choice. If you're in your bind, you're gonna hold, turn to the ground, look down, tuck onto your left toes, walk the right foot out a little more, and then hold. Left hip down, left shoulder down. 1 more breath. Lower the left hand down, reach the right hand forward, breathe in, left knee to chest. Exhale, kick it through. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, tap it down just once. We're going to bend the elbow, breathe in, half chaturanga. Exhale, come up. Open twisted lunge, breathe in. Exhale to hold. Either step back to your normal side plank, or you can take full Vashisthasana. Right peace fingers around the right big toe. Lower the left heel down, and then lift your right foot up. Slowly release the right foot, high plank, but keep the right foot off the ground. Breathe in, shift forward, stay here or one chaturanga push-up. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, come up. Exhale, knee to nose. We're going to go 2 more. You can do this with the left knee down as well for a little bit more support, or touch the right foot down at any point. Step the right foot back, full high plank, open back into side plank for a moment. Lower the left knee down, reach the right hand forward, breathe in. Breathe out, walk your hands around, half straddle. 2 breaths here. So really trying to strengthen through the upper body, through the core, as well as the legs. Slide your right knee in, sit down, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Hands wrap back, breathe in. Exhale, pull down. Hands come out in front of you. 1 hop to your wide-legged forward fold. And then take 2 breaths. Rise up through standing, lift the arms up, breathe in. And then as you exhale, dive it down. Breathe in, roll up. Turn your left toes forward. Remember, we're going into our twisted triangle, Parivrita Trikonasana. Hop your right foot out a little bit more. Hinge your hips back. Keep twisting the chest to the left. Bringing your right hand onto something, maybe your leg, maybe your block. Maintaining the length of your spine. Trying to get that left shoulder stacked on top of the right. Pull your right hip down, your left hip up. Stamp your right heel down. Let's go 1 more slow breath. Make sure that there's a little bend in that left knee. Release the block, reverse triangle, breathe in, windmill your arms. Exhale, side bend. Utthita Pajvakonasana, breathe in, walk the feet out. Exhale. Maybe there's your bind. Turning to your lizard lunge. Get that right hip, that right shoulder down. Right hand plants. Breathe in, right knee to chest. Exhale, kick it forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step it back. Just once, reach left hand forward. Breathe in, bend the elbows. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, start to twist. Exhale, finding your twisted lunge. Option here, Vashisthasana. Again, walk the right hand to the center of the mat. Lower the right heel down and then lift your hips up. The higher the hips, the easier this becomes. Slowly release the left foot. High plank, left hand comes down. Try to keep your left toes off. Remember, you can have your right knee down here. Okay, let's lower down, breathing out. Breathing in, knee to nose. Exhale, come high onto your right toes. Exhale, step it back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reset. 2 more times. Moving with control. If you're feeling out of control here, you can have a rest. Step back, high plank. Drop the heels to the right again, Vashisthasana last time. Side plank. Right knee comes down to the center of the mat. Reach your left hand forward, breathe in. As you exhale, walk to the side. half straddle. Shift your weight back forward, slide the left knee in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Hands come behind. Hands lower down. From here, we can just simply turn ourselves around to the front of the mat. So just shuffle your feet. Maybe you stay more upright. Maybe you fold forward into a child's pose. Just take a couple of moments to rest. And in this pause, can you notice the thoughts, or the words, or the images, or the feelings, or anything else within that capacity that has been shifting through, moving through the mind, or the more subtle body? So the things that we can't see, but the things that we can feel. And simply bringing awareness to these parts, not necessarily trying to change them, at least at the beginning, but just noticing without any judgment, without any attachment. And then come back to your breath. Finding that 3-part breath again if you felt like you've lost it. Helping us to find a greater sense of rhythm, of flow. Okay. When you're ready, open your eyes. So what I might do, I might just demonstrate the 2 different poses that we've been leading up to, which is our 8-angle pose and our Koundinyasana pose. And then I'll show you how you can thread them together. And then you can kind of choose your journey. So if you want to just practice one of them, you can. If you want to practice both, you can. If you want to practice both plus the transition, then you absolutely can as well. So to set up for your 8-angle pose, it's useful, at least at the beginning, to have blocks. Okay, that's just going to help lift your hips up higher and give you a little bit more space to drop down. You're going to start by sitting down on your hips. And you're going to bring your right leg up, your knee crease up the right tricep. And then you cross the ankles. I keep forgetting if there's a proper leg that you want on front, but I don't know, just have a go with both. So cross the ankles, blocks hip or shoulder width distance, spread fingertips wide. You're going to shift your weight forward, lift your hips up, okay? And then lean forward and then kick your legs out. And you can do it without blocks as well, of course. So that's one. Koundinyasana II is, or any time that you practice an arm balance, just come back, shake out the wrists. Koundinyasana II is, you can start from your lunge, and then you want to try bend your right knee. Get your right knee as far up the arm as you can. You're going to shift your weight forward, right thigh on right elbow. Extend the right toes and then lift your left foot up. Make sure you practice them on both sides. It does take a lot of pressure on the wrist, so make sure that you have a rest after each one. Feel free to have a play with those, and once I'm rested enough, I will have a little go with the transition between both of them. And this is something that I'm still not quite there yet. So I'll probably fall over and look really uncoordinated doing it, but I think it's important to remember that even us yoga teachers are humans and that we are on a path as well, a yogasana path. We're all a beginner at some stage, right? So how's the best way to do this? Just thinking out loud. Maybe I'll try and, I'll do it side on this way. I'm gonna do my left leg this time. So how you'll get from 8 angle to Koundinyasana II. You'll lift the left leg up, just like you did before. I'm gonna cross my right ankle on top of my left. I'm gonna shift forward. Please give me strength. This one's super challenging for the core. So once you're in your 8 angle, you're trying to release the right leg. And you're gonna try pull it under the body. Oh, that wasn't actually too bad. And then extend the right leg out. Oh, I just surprised myself then. It felt a little easier than when I've practiced it before. Give that a go. Blocks, oh my goodness. I don't even know if I haven't tried it without blocks, to be honest. It just gives you that extra room to get underneath. We'll have another 1 or 2 minutes to play. So give it a go. I think it might be a little easier to have the bottom foot on top if you're trying this transition. At least that's my theory. Whew. So my next challenge would be to do this no blocks. But I might say that for another day. Just for a moment, let's lie down on our bellies. Why not? You might stack the hands together, or you could bring the hands down by your sides. Just wiggle out your hips for a moment. How did that feel for you? Let's take 3 more breaths here. Let's find our way into Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders, squeezing glutes, and for whatever reason, if you did feel like a little more range, you could grab your blocks and pop your elbows on top.
just because we've been playing on our hands quite a bit today. Let's just stay on the elbows for this one. Squeeze the glutes, push the forearms down, roll the shoulders back. Find your breath again. And when you're ready, just releasing. Push yourself up. You know it's hot when you leave sweat marks on the ground. I think especially, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's very humid. We're going to set up for Koundinyasana A, which is with the sole of the right foot close to the right thigh. At any point, if this is not feeling great in the body, you can have your foot close to the inner leg and drop the knee out that way. Otherwise, because we've done a little bit of arm binding, see if you can shift your weight forward on the inside of the right shin. Try to get that right shoulder in front and then reach the hands out. Maybe you stay here or bring your hands together behind the back. Flex the left toe, squeeze the left quad. Pull the chest forward. One more breath. Lift yourself up. We're going to turn this into Koundinyasana B. You can keep your right leg where it is. Okay, if you wanted to make it a little bit more supportive, cross the ankle over. It just helps with keeping everything in place. Twist your chest to the right. You can hook the left, like forearm in front of the left or the right leg. Or you can try get kind of the left elbow over. One more option is for a bind. Try pull the belly across as much as you can to the outside of the right thigh. Reach the left hand out, inwardly rotate through the left arm, and then your right hand comes behind to hold on to it. So your biceps kind of just holding on to the left knee. Release the legs, release the arms, take the right leg out, give it a little wiggle before we swap to the other side. So slide your left knee in, left foot in. Your left hip will come off the ground here. Shift your weight forward, try to get that left shoulder in front of the left shin, and then maybe there's a bind. Walk yourself back. Let's add the twist. So turning the chest to the left, finding any arm variation of choice that feels good for you. Keep your eye gaze still, your drishti still on something that isn't moving, or close your eyes. Breathe in, lift up tall. Exhale, try roll that left shoulder back more. Release the bind. Look forward, shuffle yourself forward on the mat. Grab one block if you had it. And slowly roll down your back. Setting up for a supported bridge. So slide your feet behind your hips, lift your hips up. And then if you did have your block, then just bring it to the SI joint, your sacroiliac joint. Okay, so it's not your lower back, it should feel like a flat, bony part of the pelvis. You could stay here, you could walk your feet out a little bit longer so you're kind of fully extended through the front of the body. Tuck your chin in slightly. Just let your whole body become heavy here into the block, knowing that it's there to support you. And just know that you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Eventually, we'll journey towards Shavasana through any final postures, any final movements you'd like to take before you rest. Then this is an awesome opportunity to find that. Eventually landing in a resting position. Closing the eyes, slowing the breath. And still on that journey of inner awareness, self-awareness of body, mind, heart. So as we lie in stillness for a few minutes, just keep paying attention to what pops up for you along the way.
And just start to breathe a little deeper. Letting go of any excessive tension that has popped up in the last few minutes. Just letting your whole body melt into the ground. And reach your arms above your head. Maybe extend the legs out long. Give yourself a full body stretch. Breathe in. As you exhale, pull the knees to the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then roll yourself up. Cross your legs over. Find a seat. Soften the shoulders. Lift tall. I'm just taking this final moment to acknowledge your practice, the practice of turning up, not just in the body, but within the mind, paying attention, even if you didn't really want to. You know, it takes a lot of discipline to turn up, even when everything is like, ugh. So well done. I hope you had fun. I hope you played in your body. Let's finish with a breath. Breathing in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Thank you, my friends. And just remember, what we think we become. If you enjoyed the class, let me know down in the comments below. I love reading them. I love replying to them, especially since most of you are on the other side of the world. It just makes me feel so touched when you guys respond and let me know how you found the flow. If you wanted some more longer classes like this one, we've got a bunch in Patreon where we just dive into depth in lots of different things. So check that out if you want to. Otherwise, I will see you again on the mat sometime soon. Thank you so much for being here.